from minutes, and we are the shoulder women's single. There's only one in this race. And she will go down the course by herself, obviously, as per the U.S. rowing rules for trials. Even if you're the only competitor, you still have to make the trip down the course. So this is Jackie Kapanowski. She was here just a couple weeks ago for the Elite Nationals and raced there also. She has been a member of the 2010-2011 Senior Paralympic team, and she finished 9th in the trunk and arms double at the 2011 World Rowing Championships. But also, and interestingly, she placed 4th at the 2008 World Championships for curling. So that's pretty cool. She's a multi-sport athlete. So it looks like they're getting ready to go, and she's off. So Jackie Kapanowski will head down the course. And we'll follow her for the length of the course and then get back up for the next race. As I said, there are 4 races this morning. Arms and shoulder. And you can see that her trunk is strapped to the seat, but she can swing her arms and shoulders forward, as you can see her doing, to help propel the boat. Jackie lives in Florida. It's coached by Susan St. Sang. They've been working together for a little while. We're going to watch Jackie row. She heads down the course. It's a 1,000-meter race. So the timing infrastructure has been moved up to the 1,000-meter mark. All right, Jackie Kapanowski, arms and shoulders, women's single. So Jackie Kapanowski passing through the 500-meter mark. It's a 1,000-meter race, so she's just over halfway now. Jackie's now through the 750, 250 meters to go. There you can see the chair and the strap that holds her upper body in place. So arms and shoulders. Again, Jackie just needs to complete the course, which she's just about to do. We're just about to the 1,000-meter mark. And then she can be named to the team, which will be racing in Aiguebelette, France. And there's the timing crew and the flag and the buoy for the 1,000-meter mark. When she passes through the set of red buoys, then we'll know she's over the line. Sprinting to the line. And she's over. So Jackie Kapanowski will be heading to Aiguebelette to compete at the World Championships. Next up is the arms and shoulders men's single. And we're about 4 minutes away from that start. But this is Blake Haxton, and he was a member of the 2014 Senior Paralympic team, finished 4th in the arms and shoulders single last year at the Worlds. Again, this is a one-boat race, and we're about 3 minutes away from a start. And we're off. Blake Haxton, graduate of The Ohio State University, started rowing in 2005, doing a really nice job, off really clean and sharp. Nice blade work. Again, just a single competitor in this race, but per the rules, he has to go down the course and complete the 1,000 meters. But he looks like he's taking advantage of this opportunity to do a good hard piece. We've seen that in other trials events this summer, where just a single boat, but they use this as an opportunity to execute a race plan and get a race in a, if not competitive, but at least there's a little similarity to what they're going to be doing at the World Championships, because of the starting system that's used here is very similar to what they'll experience at the World Championships. Instead of a referee saying go, there's a tone and a green light. And so it just puts a little different sense of pressure on it. And it's a great opportunity to execute a race plan under a little bit of pressure. I think he just flicked his glasses off. They must have been slipping down his nose. So halfway down, Blake Haxton. Arms and shoulders. You see pretty developed arms there. And he's being joined by a lot of athletes around the country. A lot more adaptive programs in the United States, which is great to see. A lot more involvement, and we hope it will increase participation in events like this. But right now he's doing a great job, finishing 4th at the Worlds last year. Hopefully a better performance this year, higher placing. I'm sure he's shooting for that. But a lot more athletes are getting into rowing through either the Wounded Warriors program or just more availability at boathouses around the country. $250 meters to go, and then Blake can name himself to the 2015 World Championship team, which will be racing in Aiguebelette, France. Beautiful course and a beautiful setting. We will have full coverage. U.S. Rowing will have full coverage. And FISA will be live streaming that event also. So you can watch Blake in France competing in this event. So sorry, the camera launch cut out there quick, trying to get back up to the course for the next race, which is the trunk and arms mixed double, and we'll get to that in just a few minutes. We're about 5 minutes away from that start. And it looks like they're about ready to get underway in the trunk and arm mixed double, and they're off. This is Scott Brown in the bow and Betsy Mitchell in the stern, rowing for Sarasota Brooks Rehab. Off to a nice clean start. in the bow, Scott Brown, one of the more decorated rowers, para-rowers. He was on the 2008 Olympic team. Started rowing in 1989. He's a 6-time member of the U.S. national team, and been quiet for a little while, and here he is, rowing in the mixed double. Now this is the trunk and arms, so you can see they're moving their entire upper bodies, not just together. Aggressive, to be less than halfway to go, less than 500 meters. And again, using this opportunity to use this race course to practice a race plan. And it looks like that's just what they're doing. They're just racing the clock and themselves. So they're going to execute a race plan and lay it down and see how fast they can go, see what they can do. So it'll be similar to what the start will be similar to what they will see at the World Championships. So it's a great opportunity to use the light and sound show. Get used to what that's like. So it's not a surprise when they show up in Aiguebelette. Scott Brown in the bow, Betsy Mitchell in the stern, rowing very nicely together. Starting to take the rating up as they are getting very close to the 1,000-meter mark. You see the flag off to the side, the buoy. When they get to the red markers, the red buoys, you can see them on the course. They're getting close. And that's it, over the line. So we're about 5 minutes away from the start of our next race, and we'll get to that in just a moment. And we're underway for the last, oh, wait, we were underway. We have since come to a stop. This is the last para event of the morning. The legs, trunks, and arms mixed double. But looks like they're going to pull this one back to the start. Not sure what happened. But we'll give them a few minutes to get set again, and then we'll start over. So we are underway again in the legs, trunk, and arms mixed double. It's a two-boat race, and the winner will go to Egg Bullet. In lane 1, closest to us, is a CRI entry, and on the far side in the white boat is Three Rivers. In both of these boats, there's a visually impaired person, but otherwise they are using they are using the full rowing stroke because there's legs, trunks, and arms, as you can see. In the boat closest to us, in the CRI boat, is Natalie McCarthy, and she was a member of the 2013 senior team and won a bronze in this event at the World Para Rowing Championships. So there's some experience there. And her partner in this boat is Jesse Karmazin, and he began his rowing career at Princeton. In 2008, he was a member of the Paralympic team and won a silver in Beijing in the 4. But he's been a member of the National Adaptive Team since 2004. So there's a lot of experience in this boat that's closest to us. On the far side from Three Rivers, it's Aidan Porter and Ellen Shepard. And this is actually turning into a very good race. These boats are not separated by very much at about the little over 250 meters. And it looks like Three Rivers is actually moving a bit on this very experienced double next to us. So at 500 meters, There's less than a deck length separating these two boats. Halfway through the race, and a big push here by CRI, and wow, okay, that was a big move. They now have over a half a boat length. Let's see if Three Rivers has a response to that. And it looks like they do. Here comes Three Rivers. You see Jesse looking over. It's like, okay. And there goes CRI, pushing back the boat from Three Rivers. Little bit of blade work issue on the far side for a few strokes there. They seem to have gotten it back. But the CRI boat has taken full advantage of that and has almost a boat length lead now over Three Rivers. CRI now extending the lead with 250 meters to go. Three Rivers put up a really good race there, but ran into a little bit of trouble with some blade work, and that has certainly set them back. And it looks like the bow person has actually stopped rowing there for a couple strokes. So it looks like CRI with 150 meters to go to the finish line is opening up this lead even further. CRI coming to the line in just a few strokes. You can see the finish officials with the flag and operating the timing system out of the back of that car. The large buoy and the red buoys, smaller buoys across the course indicate the finish line. And we have a few more strokes to go. And they are across the line. All right, we're having a few issues with the camera launch, but it is pretty clear that the mixed legs, trunks, and arms boat from CRI, if they so desire, will be heading off to Aiguebelette, France for the World Championships. The junior racing starts at 8:30. With the women's junior double, and we'll come back to that event then. We'll see you then at 8:30. Bye-bye. And we are underway for the second set of racing today. This racing will go from 8:30 to about 9:30. This is the women's junior double, and we're focusing on this boat because it's the only boat here. And this boat will go down the course per the U.S. rowing rules. They just have to complete the course. They'll probably use this opportunity to take advantage of using the sound and light system at the start. It's very similar to what they'll see at the Worlds. So this is Elise Buick and Isabella Strickler. And they were competitors at the Youth Nationals. And Elise took a silver and Isabella took a bronze. And now here they are paired up and racing in the double. And provided they make it down the course, which I'm pretty sure they will be racing together at the World Championships. The Junior Worlds are August 6th through 9th in Rio. So the Junior Worlds are the test event for the Olympic course. And typically that's the way it works. Is you use a junior event typically as a test event for the Worlds, or for the Olympics. So here they go, rowing very nicely together. And they've been rowing with the U.S. Junior Women's National Team Selection Camp. And they were paired together. Nobody else decided to go up against them. Isabella is from Grosse Pointe, Michigan, and she finished second in the U17 single sculls at the Canadian Henley. And in 2014, she was on the Junior National Team Sculling Selection Camp World Development Team. And just to create some toughness, she plays ice hockey. She's a goalie. Yikes. And she started that a couple years ago. Elise is from Washington State, and she won the regional championships by 17 seconds, and she'll be rowing at the University of Washington next year. So rowing very nicely here. So the trick at the camp is for the coach to get them to row together, having been coached by different people for years. And they get thrown together in a double. And to get them to match up and working together, which it looks like they're doing nicely here, to get them up to full speed so they can be competitive at the World Championships. So Elise Buick and Isabella Strickler at about the 1,000-meter mark. There it is. Racing the clock. And then when they finish, they can claim the nomination for the Junior World Championships. U.S. Rowing will be following their progress at the World Championships, and you can find the blow-by-blow coverage at the U.S. Rowing website, usrowing.org. So every race these young women are in, we'll be following and reporting back on. $12.50 mark. And for the next few hundred meters, we're just going to watch them row. Elise Buick and Isabella Strickler, less than 500 meters to go. Doing a time trial, executing a race plan. Even though they don't have other competitors around them, they're on a buoyed course. They had an official start. They had to be where they needed to be on time. So it's a bit of a race simulation that allows them to put a little pressure on themselves. Good opportunity. 250 meters to go. You can see the buoys turning from yellow to red. We'll probably start to see the rate come up a bit. And as they come to the line, all right, they can name themselves to the U.S. national team. Next up is, and good luck to them. Good luck, Elise and Isabella. Next up is the junior men's double. This is a 4-boat race. We have Potomac in lane 1, Riverside lane 2, Culver lane 3, and then another Potomac with Schmidt and Stiegler in lane 4. The Eagler Harding boat for Potomac is in lane 1. So we're looking at Culver and Potomac right now. The race that just finished, they're done now as far as their selection is concerned. But these boats, because there's more than one competitor, they have to race a best 2 out of 3. The juniors run a 2 out of 3 format. So this is final 1. Final 2 will be this evening. And if we have different winners between the first final and the second final, it will go to a third final tomorrow morning. Looks like they're just about ready to start. Looks like we have a clean start, and we'll pick it up as soon as we can from the camera launch. Closest to the camera launch will be the Potomac, the Eagler Harding boat. Lane 2, Riverside. Lane 3, Culver. And lane 4, Schmidt and Stiegler. So as they get close to the camera boat, lanes 2, 3, and 4 still very tight. Lane 3, that's the Culver Narragansett boat, has a slight advantage. We're looking at the Potomac Eagler Harding boat. Riverside And then out in front by just a deck length is the Culver Narragansett boat. Riverside A, closest to us on the far side, is Potomac. That's Schmidt and Stiegler. The Riverside boat, the white boat in the white tops, we'll go back to them in just a second. They won the Youth Nationals not too long ago down in Sarasota. So they have some good experience together. And now they look like they're pushing back into that Culver Narragansett boat. Half a boat down at around the 750 meter mark. So these two boats are leaving the rest of the field behind a bit, as we can see. Ever so slightly now you can see the Riverside boat just moving just a little bit. Culver Narragansett, I'm sure they feel them, see them moving, mounting a bit of a response. We'll see what happens around the 1,000 meter mark for these two boats. At this point, the other two boats have dropped away as they get close to the 1,000 meter mark. This margin, I thought that Riverside boat was moving a little bit, and I think they were, but this margin has not changed more than a couple seats in the past 500 meters. So through the 1,000 meter mark, it's the Narragansett Culver boat out in front and taking a bit of a move. So they've changed that margin by a seat. They're going to get another one. It looks like they are, unless the Riverside boat has a response. And Jordi Cabanas and Avi Preminger in the white boat, youth national champions, are trying to cut back into that lead. 750 meters to go. And these two boats, they're right back to that margin that they held for so long. Riverside moving a little bit, maybe. But they are just being held right there. With just about 500 meters to go, this margin is amazing. Changed a couple seats, but that's it. Little push here, little push there, but then boom, right back to this margin. Okay, 500 meters to go. Let's see what happens. Even from the top of the finish tower, you can still see the Culver Narragansett boat still out in front just the littlest bit. On the outside, rowing for Riverside, they rowed for Brookline during the school year, but now rowing for Riverside. This margin appears to be just about the same. The Riverside boat just not able to get up into this lead boat. And now the margin's even larger. Culver, Narragansett, out in front now by open water. Doing a very nice job as they bring it home to the finish. Culver, Narragansett across the line. Riverside. The Potomac boat of Schmidt and Stiegler. And the last boat to cross the line is going to be the other Potomac boat, the Eagler Harding boat, crossing the line. Next race up is the junior women's pair. And we'll go to that as soon as they're ready. We have a couple minutes before the start of this next race, the women's junior pair. Just moments away from the start of the women's junior pair. Looking at Mercer. Chicago. Junior women's national team high performance camp A, and the first boat we saw was the camp boat B. Camp boat A will be closest to the camera boat. When they get into position, we'll go to that shot, and it looks like we have a start. So these camp boats, these people have been rowing together for a little while, a few weeks, a month, and they're put together at the camp to create these pairs. A couple of these people have been rowing together for a while. The Mercer boat, Kate Hickley and Rena White, both lightweight rowers, but both of them were in the women's 8 that won a silver just a month or so ago at the U.S. Rowing Youth National Championships. So even though they haven't been rowing in a pair, they certainly know each other and have been rowing together, and are seem to be doing a good job right now. Beautiful conditions here at Mercer. This is their home course. So closest to the camera is the High Performance Camp A Dawson boat. Lane 2 is Chicago. Lane 3 is PNRA Mercer, and Lane 4 is a High Performance Camp B, and they're going to be furthest away from the camera boat when we go to that shot, which I think we'll do right now. So 500 meters in, hard to tell what's going on. Closest to us is the Camp Boat A, Dawson. But it appears that in the lead right now is the PNRA Mercer boat. If they are in the lead, it's not by very much. The angles are deceptive. As the camera boat gets right alongside them, we'll have much better margins. You can look across the buoy lines, and that gives you a great indication of where everybody is. PNRA Mercer out in front right now by about a half a boat length over the Camp Boat A. Rowing PNRA Mercer boat rowing higher. But now it is the Camp Boat A who has taken the lead, rowing a little bit lower rate, but getting a little more on each stroke. Camp Boat B and Chicago trailing by a few boats of open water. The real race is between these two lead boats. Mercer was out to a really strong start. Rowing a bit higher rating, as lightweights tend to do when rowing against heavyweights, just trying to get that blade in the water a few more times. This camp boat out in front looked to be very comfortable, just holding the PNRA Mercer boat to about half to 3/4 of a boat length back. At the 1,000-meter mark, we'll see if anybody takes a move. A little bit of a push here from the boat closest to us, the Camp Boat A. They're moving a couple seats. And now it is bow on stern. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say in a few strokes it's going to be open water. So depending on whose blade is in the water, which boat has their blades in the water, it's either bow on stern or open water. PNRA Mercer with 750 meters to go, throwing everything they have at this. But the Camp Boat A just appears to be a little more powerful. Rowing a little bit lower rating, getting a little more on each stroke. Breaking open to a deck of open water with about 550 meters to go. Camp Boat B in Chicago, open water behind. 500 meters to go, and we're going to go to the finish tower. From the top of the finish tower, You can see the margin. It's not just the angle. If you look closely, you can see the margin. The camp boat A is continuing to increase their advantage on the rest of the group. PNRA Mercer, good fight, went out hard, but just not able to handle the power of the camp boat A. The margin ever increasing for the camp boat. Mercer still fighting. You see taking up the rating, but so is the camp boat. And just a couple strokes to the line. Camp boat A, Dawson across the line. PNRA Mercer. Camp boat B. And Chicago. So congratulations to the camp boat A. Next event is going to be the men's pair. The men's pair is up next, and we'll go to that as soon as we can. Men's junior pair up next. Again, this is a 2 out of 3 format. So if you were watching the last race, the women's camp boat A, this evening, if they want to be on the team, they have to repeat that performance. So 2 out of 3, best 2 out of 3. This is final A. Final B is this evening. And if we have different winners there, then we go to final 3, which would be tomorrow morning, starting at 7:30. So junior men's pair. On the outside there, we're looking at the junior men's camp, high performance camp. Montclair right next to them. That's the junior camp boat. Montclair. PNRA Mercer. A little steering issues here. And then further to the left should be Saugatuck. And there they are. 4 boats in the best 2 out of 3 format. The camera launch is doing its best to get up as far as they can, and we'll go to that shot as soon as they're ready. But the water is so beautiful this morning, and you don't want to leave any wakes on the course, so they're being very, very careful not to get up too far and leave a wake on the course. But they are in position now. Men's junior pair closest to us is Saugatuck, PNRA Mercer in the white boat and white and red tops. Montclair in the lead right now by about a half a boat over PNRA Mercer. And on the far side is the junior national team high performance camp. We've got an exciting 3-boat race here. Saugatuck, PNRA Mercer and Montclair. Saugatuck starting down. They were in third place just a little bit ago and are now moving through this field as Montclair is falling back. We'll see if PNRA Mercer can go with this Saugatuck boat. But look at them go. They are just walking away here. So the question is, it's early in the race, can they maintain this kind of speed the entire way down the course? They're certainly rowing higher than their competitors. So can they maintain that stroke rate with that intensity for the next 1,250 meters? Mercer, the next closest boat to them. It's a bow and stern situation right now. And they have a little bit of open water over Montclair. On the outside is the junior national team high performance camp, and they are starting to come through the field a little bit. They're moving up on Montclair, and it looks like they are going to pass Montclair in a couple strokes. But they are 2+ boat lengths down behind our leader, Saugatuck, out in front at the 1,000-meter mark. Saugatuck with open water, half a boat of open water over PNRA Mercer. You know, they are maintaining that rating, and they're doing a nice job of it. They're staying nice and clean. They just don't look like that rating and that speed's taking a toll on them at all. Junior camp on the outside, on the move, but they're running out of real estate. They're moving up on PNRA Mercer. They're a half a boat down on PNRA Mercer. But Saugatuck just keeps moving away from the whole field. Saugatuck out in front. Still maintaining that stroke rate. Again, it doesn't look like it's having any effect on them. They're just pushing. Except the last. So Saugatuck now has lots of open water on the rest of the field. Mercer has fallen off. The camp boat is past Mercer, but they are still a couple boat lengths of open water behind our lead boat. And coming to the line, Saugatuck. Followed by the camp boat, followed by PNRA Mercer. Followed by Montclair. The next race up is going to be the women's junior single, and we'll get to that in just a moment. And we're underway in the women's single. Little bobble of a stroke there. But otherwise, it looks like we have a clean start. Referee going out onto the course. Ms. Johnson on the outside from the Junior Women's National Team Sculling Camp. In lane 4. In lane 3, Ms. Calfels from the Sculling Camp. Lane 2 from Maritime, Ms. Campbell. And in lane 1, Felix from the Junior National Team Sculling Camp. This is a 2 out of 3 format. So they will race the best 2 out of 3. After this race, the 4th place finisher will be dropped from the competition. And we'll be picking up this race as soon as we can from the camera launch. Again, closest to the camera in the yellow was Felix, and then Campbell, Calfels and Johnson on the outside. Right now it is Calfels, and she won a gold medal at the U.S. Rowing National Championships in the women's double with her older sister Emily. She's doing a fantastic job. She's only been sculling for about 2 months and hasn't even been rowing for a year. At 500 meters, she has open water on the field. In second place in the yellow boat is Ms. Campbell. She was in the double last year at the World Championships and finished 12th. She comes from quite a family. Her brothers have been on the national team, U23 world champions and whatnot. Pretty exciting. But out in front, it is Miss Calfels doing a fantastic job. Open water over her next closest competitor. There's the margin. On the outside is Miss Johnson. And this is Ms. Felix. Wow, she just has it going on. What a fantastic job she's doing out in front. Certainly not intimidated by this new sport she's taken up. So very close to 1,000 meters here. The race for second and third is tightening up. For this kind of format, fourth place is the place you don't want to be, because then you don't get the opportunity to race again. So that fourth place position is important, and that looks like that race is tightening up. But out in front by an increasing margin is Miss Calfels. During the school year, she rode for Narragansett, and she was invited to the junior national team camp for obvious reasons. So from the top of the finish tower here at Mercer County Park, you can see that she has a distinct margin, and I think it's even bigger than would appear here. She has many boats of open water over the rest of the field. It's about 400 meters to go in this best 2 out of 3 competition. Again, for the other competitors, you don't want to be fourth place, and that's what they're battling for right now, is to be out of that fourth place position. So the fourth place position does not get to participate in the final 2 this evening. So you saw the finish of the women's single. Miss Caffels in first place, followed by Johnson, Campbell, and then Felix. Again, the men's junior single was same format, best 2 out of 3. Fourth place finish does not get to participate in final 2 this evening. And it looks like we're about less than a minute away from the start of this race. We have a start. That is Mr. Morley rowing unaffiliated. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's Mr. Morley rowing unaffiliated. He won the singles at the Youth Nationals and was a silver in the quad. In the middle is from Space Coast is Mr. Skypack. And then from Seattle Rowing Center, O'Brien. 3 boats. And we'll pick them up in the camera launch as soon as we can. From Seattle Rowing Center, O'Brien here. Yep. On the outside is Mr. Morley. So Mr. O'Brien from Seattle Rowing Center out in front. On the far side is Mr. Morley. Mr. O'Brien maintaining about a half a boat length, but here comes Mr. Morley. Again, Mr. Morley won the single at the Youth Nationals and was silver in the quad. And at that time, he was rowing with Seattle Rowing. Both these boats rowing very nicely. Both these guys doing a nice job. See the boat closest to us, a little higher stroke rating. As we get close to 1,000, we'll see if somebody can make a push to either move further away or move into the lead. So at 1,000 meters, it is Mr. O'Brien by a half a boat over Mr. Morley. Mr. O'Brien rowing a little higher rating. Hard to tell if Mr. Morley's just sort of waiting for his chance to pounce, or if he can't maintain quite the speed that Mr. O'Brien is putting out. So Morley looking over, and looks like he's starting to move a little bit. You can see every stroke, there's a little bit more movement, and we're getting close to 2 boats right across. Mr. O'Brien still with the slightest of leads. Mr. Morley looking over. You can watch the buoy lines. It is now Mr. Morley who has just the slightest lead over O'Brien. Less than 500 meters to go, about 400 meters to go. These two are just neck and neck. It's going to come down to a sprint. Mr. Morley has a little more room to go up in the rating, but that doesn't mean Mr. O'Brien can't go up on what he's doing. You see the rating shift a little bit. But it is now Mr. Morley who's slowly moving away, maintaining that first place position by just the half a deck. O'Brien sprinting furiously. Less than 250 meters to go, and we still have a dogfight. O'Brien coming back now. Does Morley have a response? Morley taking it up again. This one is going to come down to the line. And it is Morley. It is Morley by about a boat length. Wow, that was quite something. So, again, 2 out of 3 format. And so tonight they will have a second race from Space Coast. Mr. Skypack coming across the line. So racing this evening starts at 7 o'clock. We will see you then for Final 2. Final 2. Thanks.